Hey everybody, my name's AJ, and I am going to show you a couple of things I learned about Dungeon Painter Studio. It's available on Steam for about 15 bucks, and if you do a lot of digital dungeon mastering on Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds or whatever your favorite VTT is, it's absolutely worth your time. Um, it's about 15 bucks on Steam, and I've put probably 400 hours into it, just getting it figured out, learning the program, all of that. So I've got our tavern floor here, and I put a kitchen on the back. I'm going to take these two and union them. So now I've got two, the two pieces become one. Right click, add a wall, there we go. Now I need to go in here and add another wall. So I'm just going to drop that along there. And then I'm going to come up to objects. Stick with me for a minute. This is going to be pretty interesting. Come up to objects, grab a table, put a couple of tables around here, like this, some chairs at the tables. And you can, of course, go in and change the angle of these chairs. You don't have to have them stuck to the grid. You can have them twisted or slightly angled, or let me show you here. You can set a custom angle for your chairs if you want, to show that you're, oops, I don't want to be quite that similar there, show that your patrons are just sort of getting up in a hurry. You could even have it do a random angle uh, for your items. All right. Anyway, that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag select all of my objects, and then I'm going to group them like this. I'm going to rename this group Object Layer A. All right. Then I'm going to take my two walls that I have here, Control and click to select without getting the object layer A. I'm going to group the walls. I'm going to call these wall layer A. All right. Now, suppose I want to drop in some carpets. When you put a carpet down, you want it to go underneath of whatever it is you're putting it on, right? But if you've got a lot of objects just simply scattered around over here in your layers window there, it gets difficult to move things up and down and confusing and all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my carpet there, right? And it's above my tables and chairs. It shouldn't be. It should be below my tables and chairs. I'm going to put another carpet. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger here as well. See, now that one went below. I don't know why, but it did. And then this one, I'll make this one a little bit bigger. Whoops. And it's going to go, and that one went below as well. Now I'm going to take my objects here and hold Control to select them all. I'm going to group them, and I'm going to call them Object Layer B. Right? A is on top and B is on bottom. Now, if for some reason I wanted the rugs on top, I'd just grab the whole layer and move it up like that. But I want the bottom layer, the B, to be down there. And I can apply an effect to everything at once in a whole layer. Another interesting thing I can do is I keep my wall layer on top. The only thing that will go above a wall layer is a door layer, because you don't want your doors to be hidden by the walls. So let's create some doors, and I'll show you what that's like. Let's go with these double doors here. Alright, so there's the front of the tavern, and Put a regular door over here for the kitchen staff, and let's get a get some stairs back here. Whoops. One more, AJ. There you go. Back here, a big spiral staircase going up to the second floor. Now, I could have put all of those things into layers. So let me explain. Go with the doors here. Hold Control and click these doors. I'm going to group the doors and call them door layer. Now, the doors are always going to be on top because we don't want the walls to cover them up. Let's go with the walls and let's make a nice, neat little effect here. I'm going to edit the bevel effect, copy it, close it. That'll give us a bevel copy. I want to make this called bevel tint. Edit this, go in here and give it a tint. Add that. We're going to make our tint kind of dark because we want it to be like that, but we want the dark to be not overwhelming, so we'll give it a 50% intensity. Close. Okay. Layers, we'll make sure our wall layer is selected. We'll hit our bevel tint. Bevel tint. And now we can suddenly see the walls look a lot more real. They stand out a lot more. Let's give this some contrast here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Hand painted grounds. Go with some grass. Make a nice little country tavern there. Okay. Now you can see that the grass is above everything except the doors and the stairs there. Just take the grass, drag it down here, put it on the bottom. Now you can really tell those walls. They really pop, right? They really stand out. If I go into my object layer A, click into here, and I want to put a new object, and let's say I want to drop a fireplace. That's a good example. I'm going to drop a fireplace. I'm going to put it, let's put it up here, turn it around. Now, we don't want our fireplace to be over top of the wall, right? But since we're inside of a group, as soon as we drop the fireplace, I'll go back here to the root. As soon as we drop the fireplace, we'll see that it is under the wall, right? It's not overlapping the wall because it's inside of the object layer A, which is below the wall layer. Anytime you add something to the object layer A, it's going to be below the wall layer. Anytime you add something to object layer B, it's going to be below object layer A. So let's see. Let's go ahead and use flooring. We're going to stick to grid, allow half, hand painted flooring. Looking for, we'll do this. We're just going to create our bar counter here. Nope. Come on. Okay. Going to bring it all the way to here, and then bring this back to here. Good. Now, we'll put this and this. Now, what I should have done was put that in my object layer A, because I want it to be on about the same level. I want carpets to be under it and walls to be above it. So what I can do, since I've just put it in there, is I can make sure it's all selected. I can cut it out, so you see that it's removed. I go to object layer A, I go into object layer A, and then I simply paste. And boom, not only does it appear back in object layer A, but it also takes on the effects of things in object layer A. You'll notice that before it didn't have this shadow, and now it does. Now that I'm in object layer A, I'm going to add some barrels, and you'll see that as soon as I place them, the shadow appears. Add a vertical barrel here like this, a couple of bags of grain over here. We'll put those there. Now I'm inside of a layer, and I want these bags to be sticking out from underneath the counter here. All I have to do is simply I can drag these to the bottom looking for the counter, or I can simply make sure they're highlighted and click the bottom button, and they will go to the bottom inside this layer, right? So if I later come back, and I'll show you that now actually, because that's a good idea. So the bags are at the bottom of object layer A. If I come in and I drop a carpet here, don't know why I would want a carpet underneath this, but I'm going to go into object layer B, I'm going to drop my carpet, boom. You'll notice that not only is the carpet that I dropped below the counter, but it's also below the bags. Even though the bags are below the counter, the bags are above the carpet because of the layers. This makes a really easy way to keep track of a lot of things, especially when your maps get more complex. If you have lots of objects but they're grouped, then when you want to deal with those objects, you simply go into that layer and you don't have to mess with everything else. You move stuff around as you like it, as you want it. And when you're in an object layer, so object layer, let's go into object layer B here. When you're in object layer B, if I want to mess with this carpet, I can't touch the tables, right? I can't accidentally drag the tables. I can only drag the carpet because I can only affect the layer that I'm in. I hope you find that as useful as I did. Let your imagination run with that, because there are a lot of very cool things you can do with it. Let me know if you liked this, if you thought this was helpful or useful. And if you did, maybe I'll do some more of these. Thanks. Have a great day.